So I'm starting my backyard video tour with the back upper corner and the view of Moscow Mountain. I'll try to pan carefully. These are the newly planted beds. Behind them, all the way across the back, fenced in, are the berries. And the reason these are all fenced in is because the dogs eat all the berries before we get them. Over there on the other side of the fence, you'll see the area that is going to be turned into meadow, as well as all of this area. And I'm turning now. I'm going to start walking downhill, avoiding dog poo as I go. And here's the end, the third bed in process. And we move this way. That's the side yard to the east, and we pan around to the house, the lovely little apple tree that just finished blooming, and we'll start our way down. This is the part of the lawn we call the wall area really, that we call the peninsula. If I walk out on the peninsula, you can see the plants out here are just doing famously. They really are. And if I look over the edge of the peninsula down to the second level, you can see the plantings, and down at that end on the curve you see all the sticks, popsicle sticks, and those are the beans. And just beyond that you see the cilantro and the garlic. All of our cilantro from last year went to seed, and we have probably 50 or 60 cilantro plants coming up on their own, which is awesome. This is the top of the peninsula. I'll take a shortcut back here. This giant plant is giant wheatgrass. It's just done beautifully. Anyway, I'm going to walk down the garden path, and it takes you to the bottom level. It's a nice area done with turf stone, so there's grass growing up in between the path. And if I turn to the left, you see our nice little lawn. And along here are different plantings. And everything's looking good. These purple ones are particularly nice. Everything came in here. This is the second year for all of this, so we're really happy with the way it's come in. There's our giant allium that is just supposed to pop any minute now. It hasn't, but we can't wait to see it. Up above there are lilacs and dogwood and snowberries, service berries. There we have one of the barrels that marks the end, and there's one of the stairways up to the upper level. And then beyond the fence is the front yard, and we have the planting called Volunteer Hill because so many of the plants there just appeared on their own, not those big nice conifers though. And the front yard, you'll see a big pile of composting sod because there's another project happening there. Anyway, I'm walking back around to the patio area. This hasn't been all quite finished yet this spring. There'll be a fountain brought out of the storage pretty soon. And I'm just walking around again the lower level, and now going from turf stone into gravel. So you can see here crunchies. And this is the planting area where I planted beans yesterday. Again, here's the garlic and the massive amount of cilantro that came up. Yeah, it's amazing. And here's the herb garden. Rosemary and parsley and something I don't know, and some violas and oregano, and look at the gorgeous chives. We're going to have those in a stir fry tonight. And thyme, different kinds of thyme, and oregano. I mean, not oregano, but sage. And then this stuff in this barrel, back up, you can see the barrel. It's the amazing stuff. This one right here is a curry scented herb, and this one is chamomile, and this is a melon kind of sage. It smells just awesome. And to finish out the tour, there's a second set of steps. I'll back up a little. Those come right off. Here's the back door of the house. These steps come right off. We'll go out this garden gate, or backyard gate. And this side is all planted. As you see all the way down here. The only thing that's a bit troublesome, these holly plants. I don't know, we might be just out of their zone. We'll see how they do. This pine tree, when I moved in 6 years ago, I could put lights on by standing. I could put lights on the top by standing. Now it's probably 4 times as tall as it was. It was one of the 2 trees that were here on this 130-acre lot. Here's the small planting down by the mailbox, and this is going to be expanded, but not until next year. But you can see the strawberries are blooming beautifully. I'll pan around, and there's the house and my beautiful vehicle. And so we're going to go around here and get a view of the beautiful silver frost pear. And again, that wasn't there. None of this was there. There's the front. Let me get the better angle of the front. There's a Norwegian maple. That was here when I moved in. But it was just a little twig. It's amazing how much this stuff grows in 6 years. So over here you see this pile of rocks that Preston has collected. And what's going to happen is those rocks are going to eventually line this upper area of this bed. It's going to be a dry creek bed, and because of irrigation runoff, sometimes it'll be wet. So that's going to be all lined with rocks. But there's a great view of the front of the house. Yeah. Smoke trees just coming out. The spirea is going great. Yeah. So we'll finish up the tour by walking around and getting muddy shoes. Uh-oh. Yes, they are muddy now. Coming around, and there's the front door. Step across, and there's a nice potted plant with some lovelies going out. And there we go. And we're home again. Thanks for taking the tour with me.